One of the issues that I wrestle with a lot is the fact that the whole transgender communication is being widely introduced to young and pliable minds in schools, influencing them. You know, children are so easily influenced by teachers, by coaches, by others. And I think my question is, what's the role of the Christian in terms of his guiding, leading, or confronting those that are introducing this subject to those whose minds may not at all be ready to hear it, or who may involuntarily grasp those concepts incorrectly?
Yeah, what an articulate question, really well phrased. Yeah. I think the first way, and I know Bucky and I and the elders agree on this, there's a public school situation that I don't know why, we don't know why we're leaning into those subjects that don't have anything to do with their academia. So we share with you in our quizzical, even confounding nature of why the public school institution and how we got there, and maybe we could have debates about that, and someone way brighter than me knows the history of how we got there. But public school institutions should be there for academic formation so that people can thrive in later years, and we agree with you on that. And the last two things I want to say on it is, and we talked about this last weekend, as a believer, if your Jesus following leads you to get active in the local school board and the local town halls and the local amendments to the curriculum that your public school is teaching, you must do that. The Holy Spirit's guiding you to get involved there and to get engaged there. Go for it, and we bless you. We're not going to feature those announcements here, but you got to do that. You are the church, gathered and scattered. And so if you want to get involved, and I think the American system, I hope, is designed that way for amendments and corrections and to make it better. The last thing I'm going to say is a very specific niche within your question, because this is what I've read in the news cycles for weeks in a row for Orange County. I cited an example from Connecticut. What about Orange County? In Orange County, every day this week, there's been a conversation about how the schools are, there's a debate between what the guidance counselors and the administration can or must share with the parents. That's a specific question that I'd like to handle, because I did pray through and talk and kind of been thinking through that. The fight is about, let me say it again, whether the administrators and guidance counselors should divulge what they're talking about with a transgender student, let's just be specific, with a transgender student, with the parents. And what are their rights and privileges in that conversation? And shouldn't they get together? And for sure, there should be a whole village of counselors and care providers and volunteers and school and church, all of these adults trying to get together on the plan to help, best serve this student. So the fact that it's, got to be private and secret, troubling. I think it's troubling at least. Here's what I want to say. Whose job is it to make sure that children are speaking to their parents? Is it the school administration's job to make sure that kids go home and tell their parents everything about their life? Or is it the parents' job to make sure that their children are coming home at the end of the day and climbing into their bedroom and interrupting their meals and interrupting their phone time and asking them, hey, Mom, Dad, what do you think about what I saw on the internet today? It cannot be outsourced to any other institution or any other individual. That's the gatekeeping, governing responsibility of a parent. I'm sympathetic that the system is broken. I am sympathetic that it doesn't work well and that it doesn't help these kids really thrive. But I just want to say that that's a parent's responsibility to win that. And this is what I know. Last anecdote I'll give, because it's a very specific question. I'm very thankful you asked. I'm in relationship with guidance counselors in public middle schools. And those numbers we just read reflect their care load of students. So I hear what they're wrestling with in the gender dysphoria conversation. You know what else I hear from this individual who counsels these guys? Their parents are neither seen nor heard. In one household, there's an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old that don't see their parents for 4 days in a row. And when it was their job to mandate and report that, you know what the local government said? They haven't broken any laws. As long as they check in from time to time and it's basically clean and they're basically fed, they're okay. That's what you don't read in your news and social media cycles. So we can get up in arms about the broken public school system that doesn't believe as we do, that's fallen way far away from the founding. Okay. But just make sure you have the context about the breakdown of the community and the family system. It's way more dynamic than one thing.
Yeah.